Okay, so we're continuing our football club history series, and we're going to Portugal for this video, and we're looking at SC Braga. Now, they're founded in 1921. Their current stadium is a fantastic stadium, the Estadio Municipal de Braga, which is built in an old quarry. So one end overlooks the city, one end is a sheer rock face, and the other two sides are the main stand, which has a capacity of 30,360. That stadium was opened for Euro 2004, of which Portugal were the hosts. So it's going to be coming up 20 years old this year. They are the seventh most successful club in Portugal. They are the only Portuguese club to win the old Intertoto Cup, and they won the last ever edition outright of the old UEFA Intertoto Cup. That was in 2008. They also reached the 2011 Europa League final, and their highest ever league finish was second in the 2009-2010 season in the Primeira division in Portugal. So they've never won the league title, but they do have a fair bit of silverware. In more recent times is the majority of their silverware as well. They've been a very, very successful club in the last 15 years. So let's have a quick look at some of their silverware. The Taca de Portugal, which is the Portuguese Cup, they've won 3 times. They first won it in the 1965-66 season, and that was their only major trophy until the early 2010s. They went a long time with no silverware, but their second Taca de Portugal is in the 2015-2016 season, and their third was in the COVID-disrupted 2020-2021 season. The Taca da Liga, which is the Portuguese League Cup, they've won twice, both in the last decade. The 2012-2013 season was their first, and the 2019-2020 season was their second. Again, COVID disrupted that season. The old UEFA Intertoto Cup, they were outright winners in 2008, and that was the last ever edition of the old Intertoto Cup. Now, obviously, we have the Europa League, Champions League, and Europa Conference League qualifying stages, where we've seen some Scottish clubs really struggle this season. The Intertoto Cup basically was replaced by those qualifying stages post 2008 during the restructuring of European club football that off-season. So they're the last winners of the Intertoto Cup and the only Portuguese winners of that competition. Of course, as aforementioned, they were Europa League runners-up in the 2010-2011 season. Now, their main rivals are Vitória de Guimarães, and they contest the Derby do Minho. Obviously, Braga will have rivalries with Porto, Sporting, and Benfica as well. They're the big three in Portuguese football. Boa Vista is another rival as well, another very successful club in Portugal, but the big three are obviously everyone's rivals in Portuguese football, but they do have the Derby do Minho against Vitória de Guimarães. They're their local rivals in the region of Portugal in which they play. So there we go, there's a brief history of SC Braga. Last season they finished third. Their highest ever league finish obviously was second. They are starting to gain some momentum in recent years, especially over the last decade and a half in Portuguese football. But there was that long gap between 66 and 2013 in domestic silverware. That is a very, very long time. And then more recently they have started to really win a lot of silverware, and they're also well renowned for their youth academy and spotting talent. They have a very good youth system, and they have a very good scouting system. They unearth some talent, not only domestically in Portugal, but around Europe. They find talent, they bring them to the club, and then, unfortunately, as things currently go with European football, they obviously sell them on to one of the big 5 leagues, although the Portuguese league is starting to become a bit more competitive. The big 3 are starting to be challenged by clubs like Boa Vista and Braga in more recent decades. And the fact that only 5 clubs have ever won the Portuguese title is a bit of a problem. It makes the league seem uncompetitive, but you look at Braga's recent success and you realise the Portuguese league is a little bit more competitive than people realise. Anyway, from me for now, thank you very much for watching. Place your thoughts on SC Braga in the comments section below. Their fantastic stadium, the Estadio Municipal, which is built out of an old quarry. Great reuse of land, and it's an iconic stadium. If you remember Euro 2004, that sheer rock face, the view over the city, and the 2 main stands, it is a fantastic piece of civil engineering alone. And of course, in more recent times, the success that the club has had. Thank you very much for watching. I'll have some more content for you very, very soon.